Let's talk about British manufacturers, because they are optimistic about this year, and they're saying a growing global economy will mean they're going to have a good year in terms of orders.
Yeah, all of that according to a survey published today by the manufacturing group, the EEF. We can speak to its chief economist, Lee Hopley. She's in the newsroom for us. Lee, it's rare that we can talk about such optimism at the start of a new year, because many people will use that famous phrase, won't they, cautious or nervous. But manufacturers pretty optimistic.
That's right, and that's certainly a different story to the one we were looking at going into 2017. But actually, growth, particularly in the second half of last year, was pretty good, and it feels like there's enough momentum to carry the sector through this year. I think a lot of the positive sentiment is actually being driven by what's happening in the rest of the world. So companies in particular are reporting much more confidence about the global outlook than they were 12 months ago. A bit less so about their expectations for the UK economy, not surprisingly.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. Look, I don't want to be pessimistic about anything here, but, you know, there are a lot of things that could change, good and bad, depending which side of the fence you sit on. But it's uncertainty, as we always discuss, that causes nervousness for business.
That's absolutely right, and you're right to point to some of the caution out there. Indeed, our survey shows that more companies see risks ahead rather than opportunities for their business this year, and inevitably some of those are related to what's happening on the political agenda. So Brexit-related risks are right up there. And I think this is particularly in relation to some of the practical impacts from Brexit. So exchange rate volatility, risks of a major customer relocating, and clearly loss of skilled EU workers feature quite strongly.
Lee, it's good to talk to you. Thanks for explaining that. Lee Hopley there from the EEF.